Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've got the engine for the most part together, and as I said on the last video, I was going to show you how I do the plug wires. Here's the distributor, teeny little sucker. Hopefully this will work. If not, I do have a backup plan. So I've got the engine together. It's looking really nice. I did notice that I drilled, for some reason I don't know how I did it, but the size of the spark plug wire holes are too big. I'll make it work, but don't know how I did that. First off, thanks for coming back to the channel, and if you hadn't already subscribed, I'd appreciate that. Hit the like button. What I like to do is I drill a single hole in the center. Okay, I'm not like some of these guys that are so intricate that they actually put the actual plug wire timing on there and everything. I'm not going to do that. I just like to give it I like to give it the plug wire look, but you know, I'm not going to sit here and spend 10 hours wiring a plug or a distributor. So anyway, here we go. So this had the coil wire nub in the center, so I took my knife and I cut that out. And first, what I want to do, without cutting your finger completely open, which, you know, it's so easy to do, is I center my knife where the coil wire is, and then I just start to hand drill me a hole. This one is so small that I'm not sure if I'll be able to even get a drill bit in it, so I might can just do the entirety of the drilling with my knife here. So the goal is to get a hole big enough that you can get 8 pieces of wire in it. I think I'm going to use the gray on this one, but that's the goal, for you to be able to shove 8 pieces. Why not 9 pieces, Matthew? Where's the plug wire? Mine don't have to have a plug wire. This is someone on my last video, or someone commented on one of my previous videos, where's the plug wire? And my reply was, it's a General Motors style distributor with the built-in plug wire. So there, that's where my plug wire is at. I don't know, I just don't do plug wire, or coil wire. Where's the coil wire, Matthew? I don't do that. I mean, I can. I don't see a problem with putting a coil wire. I just don't. I have a hard enough time getting enough space to put 8 spark plug wires. You start shoving an extra one in there, it's just going to compound my problems. Let me know how it comes along with you if you do put a coil wire. Okay, so I'm going to drill this a little bit, because the hole is an angled hole because of the blade. So I'm going to try to hold this, and what you guys will get this on camera. If I shove this through my finger, everybody will get to laugh and say, oh my goodness. I don't know if that's going to be a big enough hole. See what I'm doing? I'm just drilling right in the center. Leave all the little nubs sticking up. That's fine. Kind of gives it that look that looks like there's actually plug wires hooked to them. I'm just going to drill this. You don't have to drill all the way through, but it does help to have it a little deeper. That way when you set your plug wires in there and put the super glue in there, you will have something to... Okay, now there's a hole in that. And this little guy, I'm going to drill. See where it sits at, where the distributor's supposed to sit? I'm going to actually drill a hole there because I don't like it sticking up so far. So I'm going to drill a hole. Sorry about that, my camera decided to turn off. Anyway, what I was saying is I'm going to drill where the distributor goes. I'm going to drill a hole there so it will sit down in there. And so the distributor will be a little lower. I'm going to cut my plug wire let's see, the end is somewhere Guys, if you go over to Hobby Nut Models, you can get plug wire there. They stock that type of stuff. Plug wires, distributor kits, all kind of little neat things. Go over and check them out. Alright, so I'm going to cut 8 pieces. I usually go about 2 inches. That might be a little... hey, it's better to be long than short. Trust me. Haha. No, 2 inch. Let's get 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Then I want to see, since I've got these cut, if you can get them all picked up. Yes, I bite my fingernails. Somebody made a comment about my fingernails. Yes, I bite my fingernails. Sorry. And yes, I'm missing the end of this one. Yeah, bicycle chain. When I was a kid. Yep, sure did. All right, so take your all your little wires and get them all together. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, that's 8 of them. And see if it will fit then into your distributor. And it ain't working. I figured if I twisted it. Now remember, you're going to have super glue down in there, so if it doesn't fit right without it, you know, you're going to have even bigger trouble when you go to slip them in with super glue in there. So if I can trim this up just a hair without trimming my fingers up. Keep a sharp knife. It's the key to almost everything model building is a sharp blade. I remember as a kid, I would go in, or I wouldn't, but I wouldn't buy it, but my mom would buy. I would go get a knife. I remember going to Kingsland, Georgia Walmart, and I told my mom that I needed a model knife, and she thought that I meant I needed a model of a knife. Like, I said, no, a model knife. I called them model knives. But the ones with the black plastic handles, I think Testers put them out. I remember using those. And some of you guys use those, and that's fine. Except you can't change the blade out on them, I don't think, which they're inexpensive. You can just change the whole knife out. I was able to get a whole bunch of blades from Hobby Lobby. They had them on clearance. And so I have these X-Acto knives, and that's what I use. So, will these things, will they go? And the answer is maybe. I think they will. I'll go a little bigger. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you about the car. It's coming along good. Although I went to install the glass and noticed that the back glass, the back window, had something get on it, spilled on it or something, and I don't know how, because where I keep it at, but it had melted a place in the glass. It looked horrible. So I spent about an hour wet sanding the back window, and then buffing the back window with the little buffer that I have, and I think that I got it. All right, so I'm going to lay these right here on the edge, so maybe I won't knock them off. You can't see it, but I don't paint the distributor until after I get the plug wires in it. So I'm going to take my Bob Smith glue. The stuff is great. And I'm going to put a drop of glue in the center of the distributor. Let me see if I can do this where you can see. Right in the center there. Alright, now I pick these back up. Always make sure your ends are even, so take it and press it all down onto something. Kind of get them in a round little wad. Take your distributor and let's see if we can do this. Well, let's see if you can see me do this. All right. They don't feel like they're going down in there all the way, but as long as they're within the grasp of the super glue, don't really matter. Alright, and it looks, the super glue is a little messy, so I'm going to take a Q-tip and just try to soak up a little bit of that extra super glue. You really won't see it because once you bend all your spark plug wires over, it kind of hides that. Alright, so now I'm going to take some of my Bob Smith Insta-Set and try not to spray it on anything that you don't want the paint messed up on, because I've noticed this new one is a little bit more abrasive than the old one. I've had an old one, it says Hobbytown, but it's Bob Smith under it. The new one, I don't even know if I hit it. Yeah, I did. Okay. The new stuff, yeah, you don't want to get it on any paint. It's I don't like it. I don't like the new stuff, to be honest with you. Whatever the old mixture was seemed to work better. It smells different. It may be the exact same thing. It may be a figment of my imagination. Okay, we have got our plug wires in our distributor, just like so. Hopefully there was enough super glue there to hold it. And now I think my drill bit is pretty close to the same size as the shaft of the distributor, and I will really quickly drill this out. This has got to be the dullest drill bit I've got. There we go. Alright, now I have a hole for the distributor. Alright, I'm going to mount the distributor, get my wires ready to run, paint the distributor, and then I'll come back and we will install them into the valve covers. So stand by. Alrighty, so I've got the distributor painted and mounted, and I was going to see what I can do with these plug wires. Like I say, I drilled the holes out a little too big. I wish I had not have done that. Note to self, make sure you got the right size drill bit in before you go to drilling. Yeah, so get your plug wires routed how you want them. Actually, I'm going to redo this really quick. Get a couple, try to mix them, at least make it look like you attempted some sort of firing order, besides 4 on one side and 4 on the other. Give it some kind of, make it look some kind of way like it's real. All right, here we go. So I've already got 2 of these cut. The first one and the second one. With plug wires, it's very important in my book, once you get them in place, they shouldn't be too long. They shouldn't be just huge amounts of wire. Get them the right length, and then once you've got the right length, give the wire some sag. Remember, we're trying to make this look real. So when you get all your plug wires run, or finished running your plug wires and glued them in place, let them sit and get hard. But then take your tweezers and you'll want to give them some sag, tie them together however you want to do. To make these things look, you want it to look real. So get your plug wires all cut to the length you need them. It's better to cut them long. Don't make them too short and then wish you hadn't have. And also realize sometimes you may not just want to lay the plug wires across the valve covers. Like, you might want to route them behind. If it's a Chevrolet, you might want to route them down and under the valve cover. It just depends on the. Go and look at whatever car you're building. Go get on the internet and look at some pictures to see the 426. It's kind of like whoever did it. They mainly would run, because of the angle of the distributor. This side they would somewhat run across right about here. And this side, they're so short because they're right there. It doesn't really matter, but if you want some, try to make it look a little bit as real as possible. All right, so here we go. Going to take my glue, make sure this one fits right. I'm just going to dab a little glue on the wire. My hole's a little too big, so hopefully this will work. I don't want to put boots on this because I was chastised in the comments before about putting boots on a 426 because the boots are made into the valve cover, so I wouldn't want to do that. Just get this down in there where you want it. Hold on to it for a second, let it sit. Just like that, and there's one. And you don't want gobs of glue, because if you do that, then it's going to be white, smoked up with the white stuff off of the super glue. So you're gonna, it's a good balance. I really like this glue. It sets up really quickly. And it doesn't give you so much of the smoke. It will, but not as much. And if it does, you can wipe that smoke off. Don't use super glue for your windows. It is not good because it will definitely smoke them all up. And then you've got a major smoked up window. Last one on this side. Oop, too darn much. Stick it in there. Give it a second, and then I'll take a little bit of this and I'm going to spray it on there just to set them really quick. I'm not going to touch anything while I've got that on there, because that stuff tends, it seems to me, it breaks the paint down a little bit. So if you do have to spray it on there, I said earlier, don't spray it on paint. You have to, obviously, but just don't disturb it. Let it dry first. And once you let it dry or harden or cure, then you can go about your business. So what we want to do, let me move this camera. Hold on a second. I want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. Try to do this while holding it. So I want to give these wires some sag. Now my darn engine mount's not going to hold. And no, my valve covers are not shiny gloss, that's the spray. They were chrome in this kit. Then I decided to unchrome them and paint them black because I think it's more 426 hemi. Just looks better if it's got black valve covers. Sorry I'm moving the camera so darn much. Anyway, you get the picture. I'll make them look a lot better. What I tend to do is take a little small piece of black distributor or a spark plug wire or something of that nature and tie them together, give it the look of maybe zip ties or something like that, and that tidies it up a lot. So I'm going to go ahead, finish this up. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side off camera. You see what I'm talking about, and then we'll pick it up here in a few minutes, so you guys stand by. Alright guys, one other element that I want to share with you that I like to do is to define the seams and the cracks or panel between the panels, and that would be achieved by taking either this black panel line accent marker or whatever you call that stuff and apply it in the seams here, because what you want to do is you want to simulate a shadow inside, or not a shadow, it's dark between this crack. Okay, for instance, I've already done that one. This side, you see that? The crack is not defined, it's just yellow. Well, in real life it wouldn't be just yellow. It would have it would be dark in there because it's a shadow, or a lack of light rather. So what I do, I've taken some black acrylic paint, watered it down. I use window washer fluid, watered it down, take a fine tipped brush, and I like the water-based acrylic better because when you wipe it off, if you use the accent panel liner, it's oil-based and it will sometimes, it's hard to get off. So what we want to do, so between your fender here, and I use a Q-tip to clean this up, and I'll show you. Just take this, get a little more paint than that. Just rub it in there, get a clean up, get you a nice clean Q-tip. Give it just a second to kind of dry. You don't want to wick all of it out, and you don't want it too strong either. You don't want these super defined black. See, it's a little wet still, that smears, but that's okay, it's water, it just comes right off. And you know what, if you got a place that dries a little on you, just spit on your finger and rub it in there. Now what that's done has made that line become more defined, and it will make your build more realistic. And down the door here, just don't worry about a mess. If you're using the panel line, yeah, worry about a mess, because it's harder to get that removed with the Q-tip. It's not water based, so you could end up with a mess on your hands. But with this acrylic, just acrylic black 50-cent or 79-cent at Hobby Lobby type of squirt bottle paint, I'll show you what I'm talking about just in case you didn't already know. This is what I'm talking about, this old squirt bottle acrylic. Alright, so just take, okay, yeah, sometimes it doesn't want to come right off. Again, if you just wet it just a little bit, man, just cleans right up. And this will make your build, it will make it pop. It will be much more realistic looking than if you didn't do it. Now, you guys that don't do it, I'm not saying that you don't build realistic looking stuff. I'm just saying this is the way I like to do it. Have plenty of Q-tips as well, because when it starts to smear, just get another one and keep it clean. But yeah, you guys, all you guys have your own ways of doing things. And you may not agree with the way I do things. I don't usually put coil wires on. That really bugs the heck out of some people, but that's okay. Yeah, so there you go. You could even use a gray. Let's say you don't like it that dark. You could use a gray, or you can lighten this black up. You can add a little white to it, whatever. The illusion is that this is a real car, and when we take the photos of it, that's a real 67 GTX sitting there, and that makes the difference, guys. All right, I've got to put the wheels and tires together. Just a quick update on this thing. So I got the rims all black washed. They look great. They look so great. Got them black washed. The tires, I've got to scuff them up a little, get the tires and the wheels together. A few decals. Here's the breather. I took the chrome off this breather, and it would have had to been de-chromed anyway, because there was some flash around the edge that needed to be cleaned up. So I went ahead and just re-chromed it with my chrome paint, and it's going to look good. But I've got some decals to put on. Wheels, tires, front and rear bumper, which look great. There's the front grill, and also the front bumper. There's the rear bumper. No, that's the front bumper. I'm sorry, that's the front bumper here, and the rear, which I've already got taillights and everything installed and black washed. So those things are going to be to go on. I'm not going to stretch this video out. I just want to show you the little trick that I do. I'll use it all around the trunk and everywhere. Some kits you get, the lines aren't very well defined, and it's almost impossible to make it look right. So in that instance, I probably wouldn't do it. But if there's a well-defined line around your trunk, around your doors or whatever, take the time and add that panel liner. Also in the air grill right here, where for the vent, that's a really good spot to put it. All around your shock towers and all. And yes, I know you Dodge enthusiasts will probably say, why did he leave the inner fender wells yellow? I don't know, to be honest with you. I just did. But I'm going to black wash them up a little bit, give them a little shadowing, and I think when we come back, this thing's going to be done. So just stand by for like just a second, and when I come back, it'll be all ready. See you in a bit. Hey guys, here it is, all finished up. 1967 Plymouth GTX by Revell. Turned out great. One of the better kits I've ever built. Yeah, I couldn't say enough about this one. Bare metal foil, nice paint, exceptional detail from Revell. The molds they have are just wonderful. This car turned out so great. I'm so pleased with it. Did not get to use the black stripes like the car would have had. Reason being is I chose to use the single hood scoop, which I think is the most cool looking hood scoop, and the decals were made for these twin small scoops, and I did not use those. Unfortunately, the decals they're made to fit the hood scoops, and I couldn't use them, so I had to pass on those, although I did get to use all the other nice little details that they send as far as decals. They're on the hood, on the side, the Belvedere GTX, the 426 Hemi. Back on the back, there's one that's GTX, and the license plates and such as that. Also, this thing has a cool little miniature hood ornament that if you're not careful and if you breathe on it wrong, it will get broken off. But I'm going to take great care of it. Yeah, this thing is so nicely detailed. Under the bottom, I tried to do the overspray effect, which turned out really nice. Just a really, really great kit. The wheels on this thing are just amazing. Once you blackwash them and get a nice black background for them, they just pop. They look great. Yeah, blackwash the grill, front and blackwash the rear. Those door seams, got the acrylic, watered down black acrylic, got those in the seams, so the doors and the fenders and everything, and the rear deck lid or the trunk, got those defined, so you can tell that there's a door seam there, rather than if it was just painted yellow, you'd almost pass by and say, man, this thing doesn't even have doors, because of the lack of definition as far as the lines go. So when you add that black color to it, it helps tremendously. Under the hood, I'm working with a new camera, so I'm learning how to hold this thing. Under the hood is the 426. That turned out great. I re-chromed the hood. The hood was, it came chrome. I had a little flash cleanup on it. I de-chromed it and then repainted it with my chrome paint that I like to use. It's that Rust-Oleum chrome paint. Turned out great. Put plug wires. Other than the plug wires, this is a box stock build. This is exactly how it came out of the box, other than the plug wires. But yeah, this is just a great kit. Thanks to Mark over at Hobby Nut Models for sending it to me. It was a joy to build. Thanks, Mark. Go over and pick yourself up one. Last I looked, he had them in stock, so go on over there and check it out. Go through his inventory, see what he's got. Maybe there's something else you'd like to have. Go to our Facebook page, guys. Model Car Videos Facebook group, rather, not page but group. I do have a Facebook page, and if you go there, you'll find your way over to the group as well. But yeah, Model Car Videos Facebook group, and join. And if you've built this, put the pictures on there, man. Let's check it out. I'm going to be posting this build video on there as soon as I upload it to YouTube. So yeah, go over to Model Car Videos Facebook group and join. There's 2 questions you have to know to join, to be accepted as a member. And if you've built any model cars, I don't think you'll have a problem at all with those 2 questions. But they are a requirement for you to be a part of the club. So you guys go on over there and check it out. Either me or my bud Chris Callen will review your answers. And we'll see if you've made it into the club. Chances are you probably will. But guys, so I want to say thank you for watching this this build, part 1. This will be part 2. And thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't already subscribed, would you go over there and hit the subscription button and the bell and all those things that go along with that. That way you'll know the next time I drop a video, you'll be notified of it. Hit the like button and comment on this build. Let me know what you think of this one, and let me know what you think about the one you've built. Yeah, turned out great. HobbyNutModels.com, Model Car Videos Facebook group. Subscribe, like, comment. Guys, it's been fun. I don't know what the next build's going to be, but it'll be a good one. You guys take care, and we'll see you on the next build. Bye.